Welcome to Open History channel. Be sure to subscribe and like so you don't miss out on more video like this one.
In April 1945, U.S. Army soldier Ivan Babcock of the 165th Signal Photo Company posed inside a seized cave in Siegen, Germany, wearing the crown of the Holy Roman Empire, a hidden treasure found among priceless art. Deep in a remote rainforest, archaeologists uncovered a massive bone, dwarfing the team beside it. Debate ignited worldwide: giant creature or mythical giant? Science races for answers, but the mystery of its scale remains. This side-by-side shows Abraham Lincoln in 1861 and 1865. The young Lincoln on the left is clean-shaven, while the right shows him 4 years older, marked by war and wisdom, now sporting his iconic beard. In December 1937, 2 Japanese officers entered a deadly contest to strike down 100 lives first. Their swords moved with cold precision, turning the battlefield into a chilling race of power and fear. In 1723, a remote European village faced Anna Maria, a woman they called the Vampire Witch. 6 times they tried to end her cursed life, and 6 times she returned, turning fear itself into a living legend. Chandler Cruz was born with achondroplasia, a condition that limits bone growth. Through a long and complex leg-lengthening journey, she transformed her height and her life, proving strength can reshape destiny. Hidden beneath Istanbul lies the Basilica Cistern, built in the 6th century under Emperor Justinian I. Its 336 marble columns and the mysterious Medusa heads have witnessed centuries of change, a silent echo of empires long gone. Here's a rare glimpse of Julius Caesar like never before. On the left, the ancient sculpture. On the right, an AI reconstruction breathing life into history, showing us how one of Rome's most powerful men may have truly looked. This is Czesława Kowalka, a young girl whose life ended at Auschwitz on February 18, 1943. Her fear and pain were captured in this haunting photo, taken just days after losing her mother. Years later, it was colorized to honor her memory. Brigitte Bardot, born in Paris 1934, rose from ballet-studded childhood to global stardom. By 1973, she left fame behind, later founding a foundation for animal rights, living a life both untamed and iconic. During the Victorian era, women often grew exceptionally long hair, a symbol of beauty, social status, and femininity. This 1890s photo captures the elegance and cultural ideals of the time. In the early 1900s, students wore paper sun visor hats designed to block distractions and focus attention on lessons. These quirky anti-distraction hats reflect the creative ways schools tried to improve learning over a century ago. Giovanni Antonio Boltraffio, a high Renaissance painter from Lombardy, trained in Leonardo da Vinci's studio. His self-portrait captures the quiet confidence and mastery of an artist who thrived during one of art history's most celebrated periods. Many World War I soldiers returned home severely disfigured, struggling with despair. In this darkness, Anna Coleman emerged, offering care and hope to those whose faces and spirits had been scarred by the horrors of war. Jakob Naken, towering at 7'3", was the tallest soldier in the German army during World War II. Shown here with Canadian Corporal Bob Roberts in 1944, his size, once intimidating, now made him an easy target upon surrender near Calais.
10 years ago, Amy Winehouse, the soulful British singer, died at 27. Her music remains unforgettable, but her struggle with addiction and fame cut short a life of extraordinary talent and left the world mourning what could have been.
In Todd Browning's 1926 silent film, Lon Chaney became Singapore Joe using early prosthetics and a scleral lens. The man of 1,000 faces turned scars and blindness into breakthrough cinematic realism. In 2017, Shannon Curran spent nearly 90 hours dissecting the human nervous system as one continuous piece. This rare feat revealed the intricate connection of brain, spinal cord, and nerves, offering unmatched insight for medical students. In 1909, the Peyroad children were captured in a rare moment, a cat acting as photographer. Edmund, Ernest, and little Cecilia posed patiently, showing that even over a century ago, creativity and humor found their way into family portraits. The Hohenecker skull from 600 BC, crowned with a bronze diadem, reveals a Celtic elite status. Weathered bone meets intricate artistry, showing a timeless dialogue between human ambition and nature's quiet decay. In 2021, rapper Lil Uzi Vert implanted a $24 million pink diamond in his forehead. During a Miami concert, a fan dislodged it, and for safety, he later chose a barbell instead, sparking debate over extreme body modifications. During World War I, the French disguised observation posts as trees to spy safely on enemy lines. Hollow steel replicas replaced dead trees, allowing soldiers to climb inside and observe through periscopes without being seen. On the left, the traditional bust of Cleopatra. On the right, an AI reconstruction reveals her possible real appearance. Using historical clues and modern technology, we can glimpse the face of the legendary Egyptian queen. Taken in Nagasaki 1945, this photo shows a young boy standing by a crematorium carrying his brother on his back. Captured by Joe O'Donnell, it hauntingly reflects the weight of war on children. The world's oldest mummies come from Chile's Atacama Desert. The Chinchorro people, as early as 5000 BC, preserved all members of their community, using advanced techniques to create lifelike painted mummies. Caleb and Owen Finch, once simple shopkeepers on the Chisholm Trail, defended their store from bandits with clever traps and courage. Their legend spread, the brothers who became hunters to protect their own. Henry Maidment, a Dorset farmhand, fought across Europe in the Napoleonic Wars, yet spent his final years in poverty. From battles in Spain to escorting Napoleon to exile, his courage went largely unrecognized in life. In a forgotten European battlefield, an ancient skull lies pierced by rusted swords. Weathered by centuries, it silently tells of human conflict, mortality, and the eerie legacy left by lives ended long ago. Audrey Hepburn once comforted a malnourished girl for hours, singing lullabies in the heat. Her compassion, shaped by wartime hunger, guided her UNICEF work, showing that true grace shines in acts of care, not on the silver screen. The mummified nodosaur, Borrelopelta markmichelai, preserved in 3 dimensions, reveals intricate armor and skin patterns. Over 110 million years old, it stands as a silent testament to resilience and life from the early Cretaceous.
1938, Spanish archaeologist Manuel Esteve Guerrero posed with the newly unearthed Corinthian helmet near the Guadalete River. This 7th century BCE artifact links modern curiosity with the warriors of ancient Greece. Bigfoot, or Sasquatch, lives in North American folklore with roots in indigenous culture. Its name comes from the Salish word Sasquatch, meaning wild man, first popularized by Canadian journalist J.W. Burns in the 1930s. Construction workers uncovered a massive human-like skeleton beneath a river bridge. Its enormous proportions sparked global debate. Ancient giants or a hidden truth? Authorities have sealed the site, leaving the world to wonder. On April 9, 1942, over 70,000 American and Filipino troops were forced to march 65 miles under brutal conditions in the Bataan March. Thousands suffered and died, yet their courage remains a lasting symbol of resilience. Ramses II, known as Ramses the Great, ruled Egypt for over 66 years, famous for monuments like Abu Simbel and the Battle of Kadesh. He led with courage and secured the first recorded peace treaty in history. In 1900, London's the tiniest shop could still make its mark. This 1.2 square meter cobbler's store proved that even the smallest spaces could be full of purpose, serving customers with skill and dedication in every inch. Archaeologists unearthed a massive stone sarcophagus filled with gigantic bones and ancient carvings, Tomb of Giants or forgotten time capsule. History once again challenges what we think we know. In the 5th century, the Hephthalites, or White Huns, built empires, crushed kings, and enforced loyalty beyond death. Refined yet ruthless, their century of power left fear and legend across Asia. At the turn of the 19th century, Selknam people from Patagonia were sent to Europe for human exhibitions. Stripped of dignity, most never returned, and by 1974, the Selknam culture and language vanished. Buried since 79 CE, a face preserved in Pompeii's ash reveals frozen emotion. Nature's fury sculpted this haunting imprint, capturing a fleeting human moment, frozen for eternity beneath volcanic stone. On the set of Godzilla in 1954, the monster's rough, rugged skin was modeled after the keloid scars of Hiroshima survivors, a haunting tribute to human suffering transformed into cinematic horror. Market Street in San Francisco lies in ruins after the devastating 1906 earthquake. Buildings toppled, streets cracked, and smoke rose from fires, capturing a city caught between destruction and resilience. The Bold Knobbers, a post-Civil War vigilante group in Missouri's Ozarks, began in the 1880s to fight outlaws. Meeting atop bald knobs in masks, they soon became feared for lynchings and violence, leaving at least 13 dead. Over 2,400 years ago, ancient Persians built giant clay domes called yakchals to store ice in a 120-degree Fahrenheit desert. Using no electricity, these natural freezers preserved ice year-round for food and even early sorbet. The Guion rock paintings in Western Australia, over 17,000 years old, show elongated figures with headdresses, weathered yet haunting, whispering ancient stories and humanity's timeless bond with the earth. On August 23, 1944, B-24 Extra Joker was hit over Austria. This haunting shot captures a crewman at the hatch, a split-second glimpse of courage and desperation before the bomber was lost. History hid some of humanity's most horrifying jobs, workers risking death, handling plague victims, or taming wild animals in circuses. These extreme professions leave a chilling legacy. October 17, 1893, in a London studio, a long-exposure portrait revealed not just two men, but ghostly companions beside them, Victorian spirit photography capturing a glimpse of the unseen. World War I trenches were hell on earth. Narrow ditches meant for protection became death zones filled with corpses, rats, lice, and stench, leaving soldiers scarred long after the fighting ended. Archaeologists have uncovered a massive desert graveyard filled with colossal skeletons over 10 feet long. Dubbed the Field of the Titans, this find challenges everything we thought about human history. The flower skull from Teotihuacan, Mexico, circa 550 AD, blends mortality with artistry.
Adorned with delicate flowers, it reflects ancient beliefs, funerary rituals, and the enduring human desire to leave beauty behind. Monica Bellucci, born in Umbria, 1964, rose from model to cinematic icon. From Milena to The Matrix Reloaded, she blends timeless Italian allure with modern poise, embodying glamour that's lived, not made. Medal of Honor hero John Basilone in 1944 demonstrates the brutal reality of fighting at Guadalcanal. Flat in the mud, rolling between two heavy machine guns, pistol at his side. No Hollywood glamour, just courage. Sophia Loren, born in Rome in 1934, rose from Naples' post-war streets to become cinematic royalty. From her Oscar-winning role in Two Women to timeless elegance, she remains the eternal symbol of Italian beauty. The Burqa warrior grave, long assumed male, was revealed by 2017 DNA tests to be female. Viking women could hold leadership and fight alongside men, reshaping centuries-old views of gender in Norse society. On the set of On the Waterfront, 1954, Brando rescued a shivering stray dog mid-scene. Cameras rolled, capturing a raw, unscripted moment of tenderness that revealed Brando's human heart. In 1879, brothers Jonah and Caleb Price survived a barn fire outside Laramie. Months of hardship forged patience and strength, and when spring came, they reclaimed justice by burning the town ledger. Here lies Pharaoh Thutmose II of Egypt's 18th dynasty. Though his reign was brief, his remarkably preserved mummy endures, showcasing ancient mastery of mummification and the timeless legacy of Egypt. George Lush, the last of the white trappers, pauses with his loyal lead dog Nanook south of Eskimo Point in 1950. A fleeting moment capturing the end of an era in the vast northern wilderness. In 1952, Canadian soldiers found a moment of respite during the Korean War playing hockey on a frozen Imjingang River rink in northern Gyeonggi-do. Even amid conflict, the spirit of camaraderie endured. In January 1962, Sean Connery and Ursula Andress filmed Dr. No in Ocho Rios, Jamaica. Their magnetic chemistry, iconic beach scenes, and effortless charm ignited the James Bond phenomenon, forever transforming cinema, style, and pop culture. In 1945, at Buchenwald, Samuel Yelisil stood before fellow prisoners and whispered, "If we don't speak, they will die again." Trembling, he recited every name, every voice silenced, his words immortal, ensuring memory outlives flesh. On March 21, 1945, a Russian refugee who had saved an American soldier from a burning tank was given an American uniform, joining the 3rd Tank Battalion of the 10th Armored Division to fight alongside those he had saved. In 1940, during the Battle of Britain, 2 captured Luftwaffe bomber crewmen were casually marched through the streets of London after their Heinkel Hawker 111 was shot down by RAF fighters. Surprisingly, they appear almost at ease. Aboard the USS Solace in May 1945, an injured serviceman tenderly feeds a fellow sailor recently pressure-bandaged after suffering burns from a kamikaze attack. Amid chaos, small acts of care endured. Under the wide Arizona skies, Edward and Leela Monroe forged a life on harsh Tombstone Hills. When rustlers attacked, they fought through the night, bloodied but unbroken. Their survival became legend, a testament to trust, grit, and unyielding courage. The Battle of Peleliu was a crucible of fire and endurance. Over 6 days, the 1st Marine Regiment suffered 70% casualties, nearly 1,750 men lost. With sweltering heat, scarce water, and relentless combat, nearly 11,000 Japanese defenders fell, leaving Peleliu a stark testament to the true cost of war. Tiny soldiers, giant guns. These oversized firearms were U.S. military training tools, designed to clearly show weapon parts and make instruction more visual and effective for recruits. In 1947, 3 years after World War II ended, Ukrainian POW Vasily Rumbovsky was found hiding in a barn near Trondheim, Norway. After surviving 2 brutal winters alone in the forests, emaciated and terrified, he was finally taken into custody, unaware the war had ended. Captured on a 1916 postcard from a POW camp in Munster, Germany, these Gurkhas stand as silent witnesses to the Great War. Over 100,000 fought across continents. 6,000 never returned home. Daniel Crow, born of 2 worlds, saved an entire regiment in Comanche country, yet stood nameless in their triumph. One dawn he vanished, leaving only a feather behind. Some heroes ride into legend. In 1902, knife makers in Thiers sharpened blades while lying upside down, a strange posture that spared their backs. Loyal dogs warmed their legs as steel met stone, turning hard labor into quiet ritual.
Thanks for watching. Got an idea for a forgotten era I should explore? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to make it.